this time last year, I figured getting chickens would be a breeze. You build a coop, you get some chickens, and boom, fresh eggs. But boy, was I wrong. I was so wrong that 3 months in, drowning in mess, getting weird, soft-shelled eggs, and being completely baffled by their behavior. I'll be honest, I was ready to throw in the towel, but I'm really glad I didn't. Because after a full year, I've learned that success with chickens, it's not just about keeping them alive. It's about finally understanding them. So today, as we tackle our big annual spring coop clean out, I want to share with you guys the biggest lessons that we learned and the game-changing hacks that took us from barely surviving to totally thriving. Come on in. What's up, ladies? What's up, ladies? How we doing today? Gotta get some grain real quick. Keep you all busy. It's our big clean out. Gotta clean everything. Food's good. We don't need to do much to that. I already did that the other day, so they're good on food. But everything else, all their bowls, everything, we're cleaning everything. All that, redoing everything. We're gonna clean out the run here and everything. But just wanted to throw them some grain real quick. That way we can keep them busy. We got to close that door because we want to keep them locked out here while we're cleaning in there. Gonna go clean the coop, ladies. Be back. All right, real quick, I'll show you guys what I'm gonna be using. We got a vinegar water mix, just 1 part vinegar, 1 part water, and that's perfect. A perfect degreaser, natural degreaser cleaner for your coop, scraping all the poop off everything. We got our poop scraper right here. Got our bucket here. So now, go ahead, open up, and as you can see, I'll show you here, we got our poop deck here, right? And that was one of the upgrades we made a couple months ago to help us keep it clean. And you can see they'll roost up here on the bars. We got bars up there, they'll roost up there, all the poop will fall. And every morning I come out, I clean this. Any poop that gets into the bedding, I leave it. You know, since we're using the deep litter method, I'll just come in every morning, and after I clean off the poop deck, I'll come in and I'll kick up the bedding in here, mix it up a little bit. And the chickens do a lot of it too. As they're coming in and hanging out, they're kicking this up. So they're great compost machines. I'm not gonna go into full detail on like how to clean a coop and everything that you do and stuff. If you really wanna know all that stuff, we got a video back on our channel. I'll put a link or something up here, will pop up. You can go check that video out to get the whole, you know, education 101 on chicken coop cleaning. But today's our annual spring clean. We got to get it cleaned out. You know, we've been utilizing deep litter. It's March. We've been doing deep litter since October, November, when it started getting cold here. Now it's getting hot. It's time to clean all this stuff out and recycle, refresh. But I'm not going to go into all that. Point of this video is what we learned over the last year of raising chickens, right? And we learned a lot. Like the poop deck. Poop deck will save your life, okay? If you're the person that doesn't want to do a whole bunch of maintenance and cleaning all the damn time, build yourself a poop deck. You just come out in the morning and scrape it off. It's super easy. The poop that gets in the bedding, just leave it until you're ready to do a full deep clean, because that's all going to go into the compost, as you're going to see here in a minute. Another thing we learned is rail guards. We might want to make this one in the nesting box a little bit bigger, but I'm not too worried about that. They don't even use the nesting box all the time. Half the time, I find eggs up under here. They build their little nest, and they'll sit down. So I don't really care about that, but I do care about this right here. This lip right here. We want to get some kind of rail guard on there. I mean, as you can see, you open the door and it all comes falling out. And I got their water right here. It just falls out and goes into their water all the time. So we need to fix that, so I'm not having to clean water all the time. So, but I mean, other than that, as far as upgrades to the coop, there's not much we want to do. I mean, just maybe put a little rail guard right here, just so bedding doesn't keep falling out. We'll check on the birds a little bit, make sure they're good. You know, you want to check them for like mites and all that stuff too. I mean, not like all the time, but like occasionally. And this is one of the times when I really do it. And you're just I'll show you that here in a little bit too, how to check for mites and little things like that. Nonetheless, let's start cleaning this bad boy out. Honestly, it feels just like yesterday that I was bringing these girls home, completely clueless about what we were getting into. And this first year was a steep, and I mean steep, learning curve. We dealt with everything from a hen turning into a growling, broody dragon to the sudden mystery of where did all the eggs go? Now, with one full cycle of seasons behind us, it's time for the big spring clean out. But this isn't just about cleaning. It's a reset. It's our chance to look at this coop, the flock, and our entire routine with a year's worth of wisdom. We're not just shoveling out old bedding. We're putting a year of hard-won lessons into practice. So stick around, because I'm sharing the things I really wish someone would have told me from day one. All right, we got the whole coop, all the inside cleaned out. We got it scraped down, washed down. We got all the bedding out. Now, it doesn't need to be perfect. You know, this doesn't need a spit shine, sparkly shine. We're not Pinterest over here. Okay, that's not real life. This is real life. The main purpose of this, not to get into too much detail, is just get all the poop and stuff scraped up, washed up as best you can. Get all the old bedding out. We're gonna let this air dry now for about an hour or two. Kind of get rid of the vinegar smell a little bit. Get rid of any old poop smell. We get the girls inside, and then we can do the outside. Stay tuned.
2 hours later.
All right, we're back. It's been a couple hours. We're now ready to go ahead and finish up the inside of this coop here. We got our bag of DE. This is diatomaceous earth, DE for short. Food grade, organic food grade. Make sure that you get organic food grade DE if you're putting it in with your chickens. But this is great for helping control pests, lice, mice, all that kind of stuff for the chicken. And that's another thing that I learned over this past year is definitely have yourself a bag of DE. Always be utilizing it out in the run, inside the coop, everywhere you can with the chickens. Put it on the ladder when they're coming out onto the ladder for their feet. It's just a really good pest control for your chickens. And when they're dust bathing in it and stuff, getting it all over them, it's going to be great for the lice and mice and all that. So we're going to go ahead. All we do is put it around the corners of the whole coop. I put some on the poop deck. I put some on the roost. I put some in the corners of the nest box. You just want to make sure that you have very good ventilation. Again, another thing that we learned over this last year is very good and proper ventilation. And what I mean by proper is you want to have it high up. So if you look here, we got our one main window here where air can come through. And then if you look up there, we got a crack up there. So essentially what happens is that the air will go through right through that. So there's just always good ventilation going here. We also, the door will stay open during the day. So the air can just come in and circulate constantly. So you want to have, and especially if you're using deep litter method, proper air ventilation is key for using the deep litter method and just chickens in general. They need a good amount of ventilation and it needs to be proper. You want to have the air to be able to come through and circulate, come in one way and go out another way, if that makes sense. So we got our window. Like I showed you up there, we got a spot there and then our door. So there's constantly air flowing in here at all times throughout the day, every day. Nonetheless, it's time to get this coop set up, back to normal, get these girls inside so we can do the outside. Quick reminder, when you're using DE, cover your face. I don't have a face mask right now. I ran out of them. So I'm just going to stick my shirt up like this. But make sure you get your face covered because you don't want to be breathing that stuff in. It sucks. I did it once. I was coughing for like 5 minutes. So cover your face, wear gloves. All right, real quick, I'm just going to show you exactly how I did this. So here in the nesting box, along the edges, a little bit in the middle, along the edges, we went along the edge of the whole entire coop, sprinkled some down where we'll put the bedding on, all over the poop deck, and then we put some up here on the roost as well, so when they're laying, that will help their feet. And here we got our little bale of hay. I got more back there, but I think this is going to be just enough for the coop here. We save this stuff too because this can be utilized for a lot out on the homestead. All right, ladies, need you to get inside now. Come on. Need you to get inside the coop. I gotta clean your run. Come on. Honestly, One of the biggest learning curves wasn't about a coop at all. It was about understanding the chickens themselves. Their behavior can be totally baffling, especially when a hen goes broody. And I'll never forget the first time that it happened to me. My best egg layer suddenly transformed into a puffed up growling dragon. She refused to leave the nesting box and would just sit on unfertilized eggs all day. And if you try to pick her up, she would viciously peck your fingers right off. And since I don't have a rooster, I had to break that broodiness. And it's important because a broody hen, they stop laying and they can lose a dangerous amount of weight. Another thing I totally misunderstood was dust bathing. I'd see them digging and fluffing around in the dirt, worrying that something was wrong. But apparently, a dust bath is basically a chicken spa. It's how they clean their feathers, get rid of dead skin, and most importantly, control parasites like lice and mice. By giving them a dedicated dust bath area inside their run with loose dirt, sand, and a little food-grade diatomaceous earth, probably one of the best things I ever did for them. It's essential hygiene, and understanding those natural behaviors is the difference between fighting your chicken's instincts and actually working with them.
All clean, everything clean, inside clean, outside clean. Fresh water, fresh feed, some new calcium, a little bit of grit. We don't really use the grit too much because they got a lot of grit inside the run. Everything looking good? They're pecking around, scratching around. I think they're satisfied. We good, ladies? Cleanliness. Enjoy. Looking back at this past year, I think the biggest takeaway is that everything with chickens is connected. The health of your flock, the quality of your egg, and the cleanliness of your coop, it all depends on each other. A messy coop can lead to sickness. Bad diet means bad eggs. Stressed chickens, they just won't lay. But once you establish a good routine, make a few smart coop upgrades, take the time to understand their quirky behavior, you start to create a system that's not just productive, but also incredibly rewarding. All the work that we just did today, the big spring clean, it's not just another chore. It's the foundation for a healthy and happy year ahead. It's proof that with just a little bit of knowledge and a lot of hands-on learning, you can go from feeling totally overwhelmed to feeling confident. And honestly, there's nothing quite like cooking a breakfast from eggs that came from your backyard. It makes every bit of learning curve worth it. Also with chickens, you definitely want to make sure that you check them, I don't know, a few times a year I would check them, but when I do my big coop clean out once or twice a year, that's pretty much when I'm going to go around and check all my chickens. And what I'm checking for is like lice and mites and stuff. And all you're going to do is you just lift up wings and you want to check all under their wings and you're going to take back their feathers, right? You want to try to get down to the skin and you're going to look for tiny little gray, reddish little things that look like they're crawling around. Those are going to be your mites, lice, all that kind of stuff. You also want to check their vent right here. And ours looks good, nice and pink. That's what you want. You want a nice and pink vent. That's where their eggs, their feces, their urine come out. So like I said, under their wings, their combs, all along their neck, you're just going to take feathers and you want to try to get to the skin and just look for any gray and stuff like that. I'm going to check all the girls later on off camera because it's a little time consuming, but I just wanted to show you real quick. You know, you just lift up their wings. You're going to check under there. You want to check on their neck, lift all of the feathers back, and then their vent as well. If this is your first time with chickens or you've been thinking about getting chickens, I'm going to be the first one to tell you, get them chickens. They are a lot of fun and they're really not that much work. Well, I hope you all learned something new today, whether you're a first-time chicken keeper, interested in getting chickens, or you've been doing this for years. We're learning every day with these girls and all our animals around the homestead. And if you are a chicken keeper for years and years, and you got any advice for us, let us know down in the comments. Let's have a whole discussion about our chicken, how awesome it is to go right in your backyard and get some fresh laid eggs. So thank y'all for tuning into the channel, and thank y'all for watching another video here on Moondog's Homestead Adventures. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.